Miss Delight is the scariest encounter in Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, even more so than Catnap. What makes Miss Delight so much scarier? Let's have a look at her backstory and her boss encounter. Miss Delight is a living toy organism that resided in the school building of the Playcare orphanage. Similar to Catnap, she seems to have been created with a direct task in mind: to teach the children. I couldn't find an answer to how many teacher toys existed in Playcare. At the very least, on the Hour of Joy tape, I can see 8 on the screen at a single time. I've seen some claims that if you extrapolate based on direction and positioning that there could be 10 or 11, but there's still no hard evidence that 10 exist. Based on the size of the school and Playcare as a whole, I feel that 8 is a pretty solid number to go on, and that's the only thing I have hard evidence, so I'm going to stick to 8. Similar to other living toy organisms, the teacher toys are likely a product of the Bigger Bodies Initiative, the program that experimented on children and turned them into living toy organisms. The bodies of the teacher toys fell into a doll classification with their joints and limbs resembling components similar to mannequins. Have I mentioned that I hate mannequins? On August 8, 1995, during the Hour of Joy, and along with most of the other living toy organisms, the teacher toys turned on and killed most, if not all, of the employees of Playtime Toy Company. A few weeks after the Hour of Joy, Catnap locks and seals the school doors, isolating the teacher toys inside. Catnap protects the children from the same fate as the employees. Catnap either noticed that the teacher toys were already unhinged, or he witnessed them targeting children. Now locked in the school, the teacher toys startle each other, constantly walking around. At this point, Miss Delight doesn't know who locked them inside. In a preparation of self-defense, she makes a weapon from sharp pencils and broken rulers, naming it Barb. After exhausting the school's food supplies, the teacher toys begin arguing over the little remaining food. Miss Delight claims in her note that the other teachers stare at her judgingly and that they blocked her from the remaining food, singling her out to die first. Did this actually happen? Could it have been that Miss Delight was already so unhinged and psychotic that the other teachers already knew it and singled her out for this purpose? Or did she imagine being singled out because she was slowly going crazy? Eventually, Miss Delight's hunger for food becomes unbearable. She refers to it as the howling. She starts hallucinating that Barb is talking to her. At this point, she learns if she just stays completely still, the other teachers think she's already dead and skirt past her. Using this technique, she ambushes them one by one, killing them and devouring them for sustenance. As time goes on, she starts referring to Barb as an entity, a being of some sort, writing in her notes things like Barb and I, giving it an identity. When Catnap eventually opens the door, he appears happy to see that she is the only one. Miss Delight is broken and torn about, likely in her efforts to ambush the other teacher toys. They likely fought back. They make a pact and both agree to serve him, likely referring to the prototype. At some point after opening the doors, Miss Delight recorded an audio log. She talks about how she asked Catnap where the children were and how he refused to tell her because he knew that she would kill them all. She also mentions in the tape if the children are where the employees are.
Where are the kids? Please, where are the children? Are they in the same place as the employees?
No.
Are the children safe?
Yes.
Oh. Can I see them?
No.
And that was it. That's all he'd tell me. Probably because he knew I'd kill them all.
Is it possible that some of the employees were kept alive in order to be food sources for the future? I also wonder, are the children still alive? 10 years have passed from the Hour of Joy to when the protagonist descends into Playtime Toy Company. Could they be alive somewhere deep down? Catnap worships the prototype, so it's likely the other living toy organisms also respect the lives of the children as per the prototype's wishes. When the protagonist descends into Playcare, Ollie, the mysterious child who communicates via phone and helps the protagonist out, mentions that Catnap doesn't typically go into the school.
Your best bet is probably the school. Catnap usually leaves that place alone.
It would seem that despite the pact they made, Miss Delight's psychotic episodes disturb Catnap. Miss Delight recognizes the protagonist, so at the very least they have communicated in the past. Many game theorists consider the protagonist to have been a high-level employee of Playtime Toy Co., who was aware and possibly participated in the experimentation of children.
You used to work here. How are you alive? Barb? Oh. Barb says you're looking for your co-workers.
Some of the comments from Miss Delight show that she thoroughly enjoys hurting humans and relishes in it.
I wonder if your screams will sound like theirs too. I look forward to finding out.
Whereas a lot of the living toy organisms were just rebelling for their freedom, Miss Delight is, well, yeah, just being Miss Delight, I guess. While working toward their objective, Miss Delight surprises the protagonist in the dark and destroying a generator with a single swing, showcasing her incredible strength. The Miss Delight boss encounter showcases that she retains her tactics of remaining perfectly still until something turns its back on her or gets too close. I would argue that Miss Delight is a way more scarier encounter than the Catnap one. The Catnap one is stressful and intense and you have to manage a lot of things, but Miss Delight is downright terrifying. The protagonist must constantly take their eyes off Miss Delight to perform objectives and solve puzzles to escape her. She moves fast and swiftly. Even just a moment of not looking at her causes her to cover considerable distance. Combined with the flickering lights, the evil laughs, and the constant need to turn their back on her, makes her play dead tactic actually intense and scary. The protagonist must make precise use of the environment to force Miss Delight to move around in certain ways to avoid letting her get too close and ensuring certain death. Using the grab pack, batteries, energy nodes, and the environment itself, the protagonist is able to find a way back out of the school by powering various gateways. Even with Miss Delight having been closing in constantly, almost nearly catching the protagonist many times. Upon entering the maintenance hallway in the back of the school, the possibility of the protagonist escaping becomes a real reality. Miss Delight drops her play dead act and rushes them full stop in an act of psychotic rage. In a final chase, the protagonist closes an access gate, but Miss Delight, in her insatiable hunger and desire to kill, rather than stopping, attempts to get under the gate. The dropping of the gate and its massive force crush Miss Delight, killing her instantly. Though we don't see it happen, I wonder if the prototype comes to the school to collect her body parts for use, like he has for other defeated and or dead toys. What made Miss Delight so psychotic? Was it only her, or were all of the teachers equally psychotic? Or was Miss Delight's psychotic break due to being trapped inside the school, her paranoia expanding and getting the better of her as the time went on? What do you think about Miss Delight? Did you find her to be the scariest one of Chapter 3? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching.